Hundreds of pigs advance, unaware that in a few hours they will be the bar of soap you rub on your face. The door closes, and the silence says it all. On the other side of the plant, tons of animal fat wait in the cold. Nobody asks where they came from. Hundreds of kilos of fat roll towards the fire, the first step to convert it into soap. Caustic soda burns the skin on contact, but without it, soap doesn't exist. One drop destroys the fabric in seconds. That same chemical will make the bar that will touch your skin. Animal fat on one side, corrosive poison on the other. When they meet, what is expected will be born. The solid fat touches the hot tank and begins to melt, from block to liquid in minutes. The crystals touch the water and explode in heat. The caustic soda dissolves violently. 3 pipes, 3 incompatible raw materials, all entering the reactor at the same time. The fat and the poison touch for the first time. The reaction is instantaneous and violent. The fat disappears. The poison disappears. What remains is neither one nor the other. It is soap. Over 100 degrees, the reactor vibrates. Inside, the fat and caustic soda fight until they become soap. Every bubble is a chemical explosion. The fat is destroyed and reborn as soap. A fraction more caustic soda and the soap burns. A fraction less and it remains greasy. The reaction calms. The mass separates into 2. Soap on top, glycerin below. Salt forces the soap and glycerin to separate, a chemical trick from centuries ago. The glycerin drains, worth more per kilo than the soap itself, the most profitable byproduct of the factory. From the same reaction that creates soap comes glycerin that softens the skin. If a drop of unreacted caustic soda remains, the soap would burn the skin. This test prevents it. Citric acid neutralizes every last molecule of caustic soda. Now the soap is safe. Fat, oil, and poison converted into safe soap. Now the water must be removed. 4 stories high, this tower removes 70% of the water from the soap in seconds. 30% water still. Thousands of liters per hour climbing to the top of the tower. In a vacuum, water boils without heat. Every drop of soap instantly loses its moisture. 2 seconds of fall and the liquid drop is already a solid grain. The vacuum does the sun's work in an instant. They fall like snow, from 30% water to 12 in just 2 seconds of free fall. Soap noodles, without color, without smell, without shape. Nobody would recognize this as soap. Hundreds of kilos per batch. Each container carries its exact moisture number. From liquid to solid in a single pass. The tower eliminated more than half of the water. 12.3%. Wetter clogs the rollers, drier turns to powder. This is the real color of soap, brownish gray. Without artificial coloring, nobody would buy it. Without color, without smell, without identity. On the other side of that door, all that changes. Same soap, same formula. One looks like trash, and the other looks like luxury. The difference is only color and aroma. Fragrance can cost up to 30% of the bar's price. The smell is what is most paid for. From liquid to solid, from 30 to 12% water. Now these gray noodles will receive their identity. French milling.
the 18th century technique that remains the gold standard for luxury soap.
Hundreds of kilos of gray noodles poured into the amalgamator. The transformation begins. The blue touches the gray and erases it instantly. The soap begins to look like soap.
The fragrance of the band is detected meters away. The most expensive ingredient by volume in the entire formula.
Vitamin E, shea butter, and aloe vera. Grams that cost more than kilos of base soap. The arms spin in opposite directions. The color and fragrance penetrate every grain of soap. Blue and aromatic, but still rough. 3 passes through the steel rollers will turn it into silk.
The blue must be identical in every bar for months. A fraction of a percentage changes the tone.
First pass, the rollers spin at different speeds. The mass is flattened and stretched between them. The granules are destroyed between the rollers. The color and fragrance are distributed in every molecule.
It enters lumpy, comes out like butter. The pressure of the rollers leaves nothing uncrushed.
Second pass, the rollers are closer. The particles are already microscopic. Third and final pass, the triple French milling that separates a luxury soap from a regular one. 1 pass, 2 passes, 3 passes. The difference is seen and felt to the touch. The same material, unrecognizable. From gray trash to luxury product in 3 passes. The final test is the skin. If it doesn't glide like wet silk, the batch doesn't proceed. One last compression and the soap ribbon comes out perfect, ready to be made into a bar.
Not a single visible grain. Smooth as porcelain. French milling transformed every molecule.
The ribbon enters the extruder. On the other side, an infinite bar of soap will emerge.
From gray noodles to blue silk ribbon, the French milling room completed the transformation. The extruder, the size of a car. The machine that converts the refined mass into an endless bar. The blue mass disappears inside the machine. The screw drags it towards the pressure chamber.
Tons of pressure per square meter. The screw expels every last air bubble. The vacuum extracts every last microbubble. A single invisible bubble would cause a crack in the bar.
The infinite bar emerges from the nozzle, meter after meter without stopping.
Smooth as wet porcelain. Every centimeter of this infinite bar is luxury soap.
An endless bar that doesn't stop. The scale of industrial production in a single image. Half a millimeter difference and the machine detects it. Every centimeter is verified by laser.
Red lasers scan the surface. If a defect is detected, the section is automatically discarded.
A fraction of a revolution more or less changes the density. The pressure is controlled to the thousandth.
The defective section flies off the line, is crushed, and returns to the process. Zero waste.
The last meters of the infinite bar. The guillotine waits ahead to give it individual identity.
Too soft, it deforms. Too hard, it cracks. The perfect hardness is in a very narrow range.
From refined mass to verified infinite bar. Now comes the cut that will give it name and form.
Hundreds of bars per minute. Here, the nameless soap receives its brand and its final shape. The guillotine cuts at brutal speed.
Each bar is exactly the same length. A clean cut, an individual bar is born from the infinite ribbon. Thousands of bars marching in a row, all identical, all waiting to receive their brand. 40 tons of force per bar. The logo is stamped in a fraction of a second. The soap yields under 40 tons. The logo emerges in perfect relief. A generic rectangle entered. A branded bar came out. A single strike created its identity. Before, a nameless block. After, a branded product. 40 tons of difference. Off-center logo, the camera detects it, and the air expels it in milliseconds. Metal detector, the same standard as the food industry, because soap touches the skin directly. Fractions of a gram difference. A lighter bar is a rejected bar. The final test is the oldest. Human hands, water, and foam. No instrument replaces it. Dense foam, perfect aroma, soft skin. Animal fat and poison are now luxury soap. Cut, stamped, scanned, weighed, and hand-tested. Every bar comes out perfect, or it doesn't come out.
The laboratory has the final say. If the batch is not approved, the bars do not leave the factory. pH 8.5, safe for skin. Foam above minimum. 2 tests in less than a minute.
Hardness, color, and fragrance verified in sequence. 5 tests to approve a single batch. Inside that chamber, months pass in hours. If the soap changes color or loses aroma, the batch stops.
Glycerin is worth more per kilo than soap. Some say this is a glycerin factory that also makes soap. Every gram of rejected soap is crushed and returns to the beginning. 0 waste in the entire factory.
Same base, 3 different products. Standard, floating with injected air, and medicated with antibacterial. Laboratory, glycerin, recycling, and 3 parallel lines. The science hidden in a simple bar of soap.
Thousands of bars per hour, wrapped in a fraction of a second. The speed of industrial packaging.
The packaging protects the fragrance for months. The smell when opening the bar is the first impression. Each bar carries a code that connects it to the exact fat and caustic soda that created it.
6 bars per box. The robots package them without stopping or making mistakes.
Millions of bars in a single warehouse, waiting to set sail for 40 countries. Every day the trucks are filled and depart. The first stage of the journey from factory to bathroom. A bar among dozens on the shelf. Nobody imagines the journey it made to get there. From the factory's steel to the supermarket shelf, the journey that began with fat and poison ends here. 7 billion people use it every day. The most universal product in history crossing the ocean. From the factory to the ocean, from the ocean to the shelf. The last stage before reaching the hands of the world.
The packaging opens, the fragrance escapes for the first time. The soap touches the water and fulfills its destiny.
1 hand, 1 bar. A gesture repeated billions of times every year without thinking.
The foam erupts white and thick, the same that the inspector tested in the factory, now in the hands of the consumer.
Days of chemical reaction, vacuum, milling, and 40 tons of pressure, all completed in 10 seconds of water. 7 billion people, 1 bar a day. And tomorrow the whole process begins anew.